And good evening. Welcome to Planet Herring. I'm Michael, and this is Iracing 2020 Season 1. We are now in week 2, and had a pretty decent week last week. Tried to catch up right at the end, probably, and missed one race. But we've already streamed our NASCAR Class A fixed race for the week, and so now this is the VRS GT Sprint, running the Mercedes-AMG GT3 car. As we found out last week, there were a couple of things that needed to definitely work on. So one of those things being that we needed to practice our starts, which I have been working on a technique, and it's pretty much a case of um, floor the accelerator and then gradually feather off the clutch. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'll demonstrate that here real quick. So going into quality, this is not as long as Spa, but we probably want to get out there. So I'm going to go out with a fuel level of 5 gallons. I've got rear wing set at 3. So this is kind of unique for me in that I usually do fixed setup races, mainly because that's all it is. So here, all right, so here I am. I'm flooring it, and then ever so slightly coming off.
It's clear. Okay,
And
Michael,
see,
we've got
boom.
2 laps to get the job done, mate.
That seems to be the way that it works. All right, so Watkins is a track that I've done quite a bit of racing at. Pretty much all versions. Really only 2 versions most people use. The one with the boot, and one without it. I think the chicane's probably the single most tricky thing with this version of Watkins. I do have a pretty good setup, and incidentally, I don't really have much in the way of setup advice for most people, because I'm not generally a good setup guy. My advice is going to be find a place to get good setups. In this particular case, I've actually got a subscription to VRS, the company that actually sponsors this series. And I do recommend them. They're not affiliated with Planet Herring in any way, but I have benefited from their knowledge. So all right, let's start our first qualifying lap. Don't know where I'm going to end up on the splits here, but definitely do not want any out of bounds penalties on my qualifying lap. Pretty much full blast all the way up. If your setup can't handle that, you're doing something wrong. So right here, oh, okay, we've gone and run our mouth. So there we go.
You need to slow down to give back the time gained.
Yeah, I'm working on that. All right, so basically, I just totally screwed up this lap. Was aiming for the 100 marker on the chicane, and yeah, I was running my trap. But as I was saying, my best setup source, that and setup sync. If you're someone who's more inclined just to try out different things that different people do. Oh, okay. That looks like we are gonna have to shut up. All right, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut for this next lap, or I'm not going to get it done. So, quiet on the set. That first lap was a disaster. I did spend a couple hours practicing. See, I'm talking last night, an hour or so actually. Just don't know if that's really not going to be a really great lap, I don't think. Don't know where I ended up in the split either. Honest, I have not actually looked to see if VRS has a Watkins setup for this car. I'm actually using a modification.
The leader has just done a 146.42.
I'm actually using a modification of my spa setup. Really is kind of just lowering the downforce. Yeah, not really certain if this is going to be that great of a lap here. Yeah.
P4.
Okay, well, we've got a minute and 50 seconds remaining, so we'll see if that
Michael, restart it and get on it.
I really got to turn that one thing off with crew chief. It's getting really annoying every single time I stop off track. So anyway, the other thing I did figure out with the first week of running this is that we do pit stops. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this sucker up. This is a 40-minute race. We're doing about 145s, 146s per lap. Another good tip for you would-be sim racers, put a calculator or your phone or something next to your sim rig so you can do calculations on the fly. So in this case, we're doing about a 146, so that's going to be 106, 105 seconds per lap. 40 times 60 divided by 105. That's about 22.8 laps. So we're pretty much going to need about 5 or 6 gallons of fuel here. So that is something to be aware of. The pit entrance is also something that you should take note of, and that is off of that last turn.
That's the end of the session, P5.
All right, so P5, and overall we don't have a bunch of super fast people. I was on the cusp of a 140, 144 yesterday, so let's go ahead. We'll check one more time that we filled this thing up. Yes, we did. 15.9 gallons of fuel. And go to grid. And we're ready to go. All right, so here we go. Starting 5th, always nice. Ooh, Watkins is always fun with that first turn. It's a fast turn, but it can be a bit of a cluster. The chicane is really where people get caught out, especially on the first lap. So we'll see how this goes. So we got some Mercs up here, a couple of Ferraris. There's some very gold wheels over there. Guess people like white. Let's see, I don't know if I have time. Okay, there we go. I got it in. I'm getting actually pretty good at typing that. All right.
40 minutes. The track temp is 73 Fahrenheit.
So this looks like we're doing an actual.
Follow car number 5 in the left lane.
So we are not doing a standing start this week. Do they not do standing starts at every track?
What? Who was that?
Well, at Spa we did a standing start, and now we're doing a rolling start.
It was to solve a bug.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
I wish it was lottery, rolling or standing. Hey, actually, I heard that there were so many wrecks before green going through the chicane that they've changed it midweek. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
All right, well, that is good to know. Like I said, that we're not doing that every time. A little bit better to not have to worry about clutching off the line with this car, even though I think I do have it figured out. So essentially we are going to probably come around the last corner up here and everybody's going to floor it. And the important thing is to try to make it through turn 1 without dying. All right, let's get ready.
Okay, Michael, are you ready? Watch for the lights. Go, nail it.
Car left. Clear left.
Well, we'll see here if Mr. DBZ up here is going to survive, because that's exactly the kind of dumbass thing that ends up killing people. So far, a good first lap. Make sure we don't break too late going into this one. All right, into flap 1.
Okay, Michael, this bastard's holding you up. You've got to find a way past. B7.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Well, we don't seem to be getting left, so that's always a good sign. So it's not like he's getting away from us.
James, you're blinking really bad.
Is it all the time?
Not all the time, but when it happens, it's really hard. Yeah, he's just completely disappearing.
Yeah, we're not getting away from Martin.
The leader has just done a 145.40.
If he
Seventh
disappears, make
position.
sure you put it inside of
62
him
to
so when he
second off the
reappears, you
pace.
don't end up hitting him.
In 4.
Cohen is gaining on you. The gap's now 0.46.
Okay, I got
Really?
some.
Dude.
Hold your nerve, just keep it smooth. No mistakes.
Crashes into the bus stop, crashes into the bus stop.
You're definitely getting reported for that.
Yep. Well, that answers that question.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, he was Mr. 3 wide going into the first turn, so what do you expect?
But veer left right into me?
Oh, yeah, I agree, dude. I watched it.
I don't know how this car's still driving though, but thank God it is.
Okay,
you
so
squeezed on the apex, man. Don't thank me. There wasn't enough room for me there. You're lucky I backed out at all. We'd
Sector
both
1
be
is
dead.
1.8 seconds. Off the pace. New fastest lap for Clayton, 1:45.31.
all right, so keeping an eye on the traffic.
The gap to Cohen behind is now 0.9.
Seems a little less than that. I think I need to slow down a little bit more there.
Okay, Michael, don't let this guy distract you.
Yeah, these cars are definitely about concentration. And I think I'm losing it. Lack of entertainment value and all that. He's staying about a second behind, but I am not doing myself any favors. Wow, he is right there.
Our fuel window will open after 24 minutes and closes at about 32 minutes.
Well, see, that was done pretty well. Yeah, concentrate, concentrate, concentrate.
All right, Michael, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. Good lap. That's your quickest today. Keep your concentration. Make the bastard work for it.
Car right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Don't panic. Move. It's closing in. The gap is now 0.5. Fastest lap for Clayton, 144.48. P6.
On your left. Clear left.
Well, that was a dive bomb.
Come on, Michael. Don't panic. We'll get him back. The gap to move ahead is now 0.5.
Okay, we are soon going to have to start getting into our pit window here.
P7.
So the real question is, I don't know if this is someone who didn't get a chance to pit, or if this is someone who got wrecked. But I'm definitely back from where I started. Yep, kind of overcooking that. Feel like this is someone who started at the back. But probably shouldn't have. Did that or did not actually set a good time. But I still might be able to get the guy in front of me, though. I think the thing with the chicane is I'm hitting it too hard, and I'm not slowing down enough to actually get it back.
That lap was a 146.22.
But I still, I mean, I tried.
Okay, Michael, you've got half your fuel left.
Probably.
The gap to Cohen ahead is increasing. It's now 0.9.
Okay, so not quite at the halfway point yet.
That was at 146.18. Yellow flag, caution. The leader's just done a 144.84. V6. Your lap times are improving. This is exactly what we need. Minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. You're halfway home. We estimate 12 minutes of fuel remaining.
I think somebody overcooked it.
The gap to Cohen behind is now 4.5 seconds. to move in front is now 2.8 seconds.
Alright, so
Well done, Michael. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. P5. That lap was a 146.23.
how much fuel to finish?
4.9 gallons.
Alright, well, we'll put this much in. I think this is probably the proper time. We're past the halfway mark. Go ahead and fill it up.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. Look out for the pit speed limit. Box in 1,290 feet. The car ahead has just done a 144.79. 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now. There's a car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Stay behind the white line. The gap behind is now 2.2. All right, Michael, the next car is Zabo. 15 minutes left. Come on, head up. Keep your focus further down the track. Come on, that's the stuff.
Oh, geez, we are way back.
P15.
So when do these guys pit?
The gap in front is now 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, somebody needs to do some pitting.
On your right. Clear right.
All right, there's one guy out of the way.
P13. The gap behind is now 2.3 seconds.
Well, the guy ahead of me cannot be gap ahead.
5.7 seconds.
There they are. Whoa, I started to say.
Fitting this time. Me too.
The car ahead's pitting now.
Okay.
P10, your last lap time was at 146.16.
Wow, these cars are fast out of the pits, I'll tell you that. A little scuffy there.
The gap to Cohen ahead is increasing. It's now 1.9. The leader's pitting now. 10 minutes remaining, 10 minutes. Clayton is leading the race.
Steve, please, for the love of God, pull over before you get out of the pits. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Michael, there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up.
Alright, so we got 8 minutes left. Looks like we're good on fuel.
The gap to Cohen ahead is now 1.1 seconds.
We might have a chance to pass Mr. Cohen. Because I think I brake just a little bit later than he does on most places. Actually doing that corner unusually well. Don't have too many more chances to get him though.
7th position.
Kind of back up where we started. All right, let's not mess up the chicane.
Sorry, Jive, she's getting a bit raggedy.
The gap to Cohen ahead is now 0.7.
Well, getting closer.
That was a 146.12. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace.
All right. So anyway, let's get ready to brake.
Okay, Michael, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
On your left. Clear left.
All right, let's not lose our concentration. This is absolutely the thing to do.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. Go on, keep pressing him, force that mistake.
Yeah, I almost forced my own mistake. Okay, well, we got 3 minutes left.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
On your right. Clear right.
Alright, sorry I am not talking, but as you can see, this is pretty hairy. Alright, so here's the deal. I cannot catch this guy. Got about a minute left in the race.
Seriously, 26, you can't get out of the way when the leaders are trying to play for position.
Can you get out of the way? You blind or something?
Okay, well, that's kind of what I was waiting on. And so, last lap, here we go. Should be at least back to 6th place.
6th place. White flag, last lap. Your lap time was 146.86.
Unfortunately, everybody else is way too far ahead. So I am just going to try to keep it together.
Besides, the faster vehicle overtakes the slower one.
Yeah, and I
Estimate
give
you've
you
got
one
5
the
minutes of
flash
fuel remaining.
still running to the same line I was running.
Are you talking about when I almost lost control and I moved out of your way afterwards?
Negative. It was when the leader just passed was going to the start finish line. Or coming to the start finish.
Move is now leading.
Okay, folks. Well,
Two minutes to go, 2 minutes. P6, that's the end of the race. We'll get him next time.
I don't know what he's complaining about. So that's an interesting problem there. Are we...
Good race, everyone.
Dave, are you running out of gas there at the end?
Well, as I was saying, that worked out pretty well. I think a 6th place compared to where I was most of the time in the Ferrari fixed setup race.
How you can roll with no fucking engine of it.
And there we go. So I'll pull right into the pits.
Watch your speed. Box in 1,290 feet.
Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed that race. So I'm going to quickly
Box in 5,
look at some
4,
of our stats.
3, 2, 1. Box now.
I think we had a really successful pit stop. That's another hot tip right there, is definitely map some keys or something that you can get to easy to be able to adjust that. So, and one of the other things, I do use the crew chief software, and you may have noticed that I actually asked him how much fuel to finish. That was pretty handy. That's actually the first time that I have used that. I wonder if Mr. Cohen has already left. So let's see what we did here, just for analysis purposes. So we did a 146.3 for qualifying. That is certainly not my fastest lap. We did a 145.7 in the race. I did not notice an incredible amount of draft. Of course, that could have been related to my wing. Did notice that quite a few people had problems, but I think they were mostly McLarens and Ferraris with spinning. So overall, not too bad of a race. I was pretty consistent. 146s through most of the laps, with a little bit slower here and there, depending on what I was doing. It was some very close racing a couple of places, especially with Mr. Cohen. It's unfortunate that he had issues, but it is fortunate that it wasn't because of me. So they'll chuck that up to win on that one. So this is my second race in the VRS Sprint Series. I'm really liking it so far. I really need to make sure I got a Watkins set up for this car. See if I can possibly do some practice laps and see if I can't go a little bit faster. So Mr. Clayton qualified with a 144.8. So just for reference purposes, he did a 144.7 in the race. Let's see what that looks like. I'm actually most interested to find out what his top speed at the top of the hill is, because that, my feeling is, that is an indicator of exactly how good he's doing turn one, because it's almost continuous that entire ways. So I know that the cockpit doesn't really give you the same amount of information in some of these higher races, but okay, let's see. So fifth gear here. First of all, he is braking right at the 100 marker, so that's another indicator right there. All right, so he's going up, fourth already, fifth. So we're going to watch this since we can't really see speeds. 165, 166, 167, 167 and change before he brakes. And he brakes right at that 200 marker and down to fourth. And it sticks really, really well there. I'm honestly, it's about taking that line perfectly usually. Now, by contrast, let's look at my fastest lap, which was a 145.7. Good bit slower. Well, actually, it's only 145.7 to a 144.4. So it's almost a second and a half, basically a second and a half. So honestly, I realize this is probably the bottom split, no delusions there, but I don't feel too bad about that. Yeah, this is a pretty full race. We got 27 people, you know, to come in fifth out of 27, even if it's the bottom split. Okay, fine. I'm fast among the slow people. Don't really have a problem with that. All right, so second and a half laps, 1:45.7. This is me. Let's figure out. So braking a little bit before the 100 because I'm not comfortable getting any closer. I felt that was a nice and tidy. So we're just watching the speed there since we can see it on the actual indicator. There's 136, 145, 157. Yeah, there we go. So we got up to 163. So we are about 4 miles an hour slower than he is. So that right there is probably indicative of one or two things. He's obviously definitely doing turn one faster because that's it. So that's partially it, but maybe not. We could take and actually analyze turn one and see what the slowest speed is and when we get back on the gas and all that kind of good stuff. The other aspect of it that this generally ends up being is that either A, he's got better aero settings than I do, so maybe I still have it set just a little too high. By contrast, it could just as easily be that he's got his aero a little higher, and that's what's enabling him to possibly do turn one a little bit faster, the rest of the turns a little bit faster, and there's your second and a half. So, in general, I think crew chief was telling me I was a few tenths off every sector. So, which is it? Is it lower downforce, higher downforce now? What I'm going to do now, and I probably won't redo this race unless I really, pick up that time, get down into 144s consistently, then I might try to do it again and do a redux on it and show the difference. But what I'm going to do now is absolutely take and I'm going to compare this using my VRS subscription and analyze their lap and my lap and see where they're going a little bit faster. And then hopefully they will actually have a specific setup for this season for the Mercedes. And I'll give that a try and at the very least see what the differences are. Maybe they have some slightly better suspension settings, make it easier to take the chicane. Maybe the aero is a little bit more, maybe it's a little bit less. We'll see. I generally don't do well with cars that are super loose or super understeery. The kind of car that can do full blast down the straight, but you have to be really careful going into turns because it won't turn. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm going to analyze this and see how we go. I certainly don't have a problem with 6 either. That is certainly a lot better than what I was getting, like I said, in the Ferrari 488 fixed, even though I had some good races, some bad races. Just not consistently good in it, although I was starting to get it there at the end. So good race, no incidents that I could see. Certainly somewhat better than Spa, and generally very, very happy. So thanks for watching. Certainly going to be getting my races out of the way this week. Tomorrow night, of course, is Wednesday night. That means the RM Solo Winter Sim Racing Series. Don't know the track. Of course, that is random every single week, but I believe we are on the last week of the multi-class Janetta and Renault Clio setting. So that'll be about 3 hours of racing, and hopefully will be a lot of fun. We'll wrap up that series with a good finish. So again, thanks for watching, and As always, here's the end card.
Hey guys, Michael here. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and click that like button. Click on the Planet Herring logo to subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think about the video in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.